Yo, what's up, world? What's up, world? I am Joe Henson.
I'm Briley.
And we Black Love, man, and we your host for this thing we do every Sunday called Lame Shit Different Day. You dig what I'm saying? Podcast with a K. And this is the 10th episode, nigga. 10 episodes deep. This is an important one. You know what I mean? Like, this is a milestone. 10. It's a milestone to me. So, I'm glad to be here. Glad we still doing this. You know what I mean? 10 episodes deep with it. Consistency is something I struggle with. So
Me too.
So it's good to be like, okay, we've been pretty consistent with this. You know what I mean? Cause it's been some months. It's been like what, 2 months? Yeah, 2.5 months we've been doing this. Cause we do one episode every week, and it's that's 4 episodes a month, so it's 2.5.
Yeah, I'm including
the 2
the
weeks we
live
missed.
the live videos.
True,
That went on for a little bit.
True. So then we really more like 3 months, over 3 months then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but see, that's good. You know what I mean? So, and I don't know, I'm the type of person, man, I do little shit that like when I realized I had an issue with consistency, see, this nigga ain't gonna be falling, so you know what, we're just gonna move that nigga over there. But like, when I realized I had an issue with consistency, I was just like, okay, I need to do shit that will work that muscle out. You know what I mean? Like, and the thing is, I ain't always had an issue with consistency, but as my responsibilities grow and I have to handle more, it kind of stretched me a little thin a little bit. You know what I mean? And a product of me being stretched thin like that is me being inconsistent, because I'm here, I'm there, I'm just doing a bunch of shit all at one time. And even in my mind, so much going in my mind at one time. So, I don't know, man, it could be a little overwhelming. But we 10 deep though. We 10 toes deep with this. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of us. So number 10, man. Number 10. If y'all ain't check out that last one, I strongly encourage y'all to check out The Art of Arguing. Like, definitely. I definitely encourage y'all to check that out. So after doing that episode, we realized like we need to do like a series with this. You know what I mean? Really help people reconnect in their relationship, help people get through them tough times, them tough rough patches that we get in, you know what I mean? Because the whole cycle of love ain't good. Now, I mean, it's all good, but it don't all feel good. So when you find yourself in them lows, it's just you and your partner, like how you navigate that. How do you perceive it? What perspective do you have on those situations and those rough patches in your relationship? And we thought that we could do a series that'll kind of help people navigate those times. You know what I mean? Not just the bad, but just relationships. But it's peaks and valleys with this shit. So so today we're gonna kind of continue on with that. We're gonna continue on, man. We're gonna channel our energy and focus our efforts into trying to help people make sense of the complex sides of love. You know what I mean? I think that's a good way to say it. The complex sides of love, because it's complex. Like it's parts of it that's simple, and it's parts of it that's complicated as fuck. You know what I mean? Like it can be testing, but we need that to grow. You know what I mean? You can't grow without it. So I thought, me personally, like, if you're gonna come from the art of arguing, I think we gotta touch on understanding. And I think we gotta touch on getting out of your comfort zone. Cause unless you just, unless you just really wired negatively and dysfunctional to the point where you crave like arguing, 9 times out of 10 you don't like arguing. You ain't comfortable with that. You don't like the conflict. You don't want to You don't want to put your energy into that. You know, it's draining. Your head start hurting. It's all kind of shit. You don't want that, right? But a lot of times we find ourselves in these arguments because it's something we need to learn about ourselves, and it's something we need to learn about other people. But also, we get in these arguments because we lack understanding. You know what I mean? And the lack of understanding put us in uncomfortable situations, i.e. the argument. But how do you avoid that? You know what I mean? Like, how do you avoid that? You can't avoid arguing altogether, but how do you lessen the amount of arguing you and your partner do? One thing I would say is gain an understanding. Get a better understanding, a real clear understanding of not only yourself and what you contribute and how you contribute and what trigger you in the argument, but also the same thing for your partner. You know what I mean? Like understanding what they going through, where they at with it, what battles they might be having going on. Because from the last episode, last week, I learned with Kaya, like, sometimes when I do the right thing, I said Kaya, but it's cool. Briley, I said with Briley, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I be doing what I think be the right thing, and maybe it is in some cases. Sometimes I just be dead ass wrong, but in some cases I do actually be right. But the thing is, I don't understand how deep it might go for her. You know, for me it might be like, oh, okay, well shit, let's just do what we supposed to be doing and that's that. But it's like, nah, it's more to it than that. It's a way that she need this done for her own benefit and her own well-being, or, you know, her own growth. So it's areas where I don't be understanding certain stuff. You know what I mean? Because in order to understand, I just look at it like, you really gotta put yourself in somebody's shoes. Like, you really gotta like take out the time to see like how you see it and where you at with it and what you need from it. And all these things ain't on the surface. You don't see this stuff when you look at them. You don't hear this stuff when you're talking to them. Some of this stuff be real, like, subconscious, deep down, stuff that they might not even realize. You know what I mean? So it's just that effort, man, into like really understanding who you dealing with that'll open your eyes to a lot of stuff. And ultimately, you can prevent things better when you understand how they're caused. So the more we understand, like, oh, okay, so when I say stuff like this, it trigger you to go in that direction. When you know that, you can like, okay, well, let me not say that because I know that's a trigger for her, or that's a trigger for him. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. It's just knowing how to do the dance without stepping on each other's feet. But at the same time, it's gold in that uncomfort. I mean, how can I say this? The discomfort. No, I was gonna say the uncomfortable zone. That's what I originally was gonna say. But I like the discomfort zone. So it's some treasure in that discomfort zone, man. And we was talking to our homegirl Oshi. Shout out to Oshi Tight, man. We was talking to Oshi about this yesterday, actually. And I don't know, man. It's valuable shit over there, because everything you need to grow is in the discomfort zone, not in the comfort zone. Everything you need to feel comfortable is in the comfort zone. But everything you need to grow is in the discomfort zone. You know what I mean? So it's a zone you gotta go through. You gotta go through that bit. So it's like, how you gonna go through it? And are you gonna go through it kicking and screaming the whole time because you're not comfortable? Or will you adapt and get to a point where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna master this. Like, I'm gonna look at this as a good thing, as a blessing, as a chance for me to grow and an opportunity for me to expand my understanding. And I'm gonna move in that and not be afraid of the fact that, hey, all this shit unfamiliar. Like, I don't know what the fuck. This shit unfamiliar. You know what I mean? Like, which one we gonna focus on? So, I don't know. I think that's a bridge we all get to, and we gotta figure out like what really matter most to us. Because some people choose the comfort zone over growth. Some people do that. That happens. That's a reality. You know what I mean?
My bad.
Oh no, you good. I've been talking.
One thing I said in our conversation, just speaking on myself, is like, since I know I seek to be comfortable, it's dangerous to get comfortable in the comfort zone. Like, it's dangerous once you get there and staying there. So you have to constantly, like, I guess, when you are faced with something that makes you uncomfortable, you have to actually make yourself go through with it. Because if you don't, you become stagnant.
Yep.
And for people like me who constantly look for comfort, you don't even realize you've become stagnant because it feels good. That's what you wanted. But then it starts to not feel good because things around you are shifting and you're not shifting with it.
Yep. Yep.
So now you're fighting to keep what was once there, but it's no longer there anymore. So you have to learn how to move through it. But having that thought is the difficult part. Like, well, keeping that thought in your forefront to be like, hey, things are shifting, which is why it's uncomfortable. So you have to learn how to find your way to move through it. It's, I don't know. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I didn't say the last part like I wanted to say it. It might come back around. But I know for me, I love to be comfortable. Period.
But oh, never mind. Go. I didn't know you were gonna go somewhere else.
But it's also like a joy in the discomfort zone, because once you move past that's because it's wind up really being a small thing. Once you move past it, it looks huge, but it really be like a small thing. And once you move past it, it's like a joy that comes with it, because it's like, okay, good. Good, I done achieved something.
It's dopamine.
So
you get that rush of dopamine.
Yeah, man. You just have to rearrange your room. Rearrange your room.
But see, another thing too, to go back to like that feeling that you get afterwards, you're proud of yourself. You be proud of yourself. You know what I mean? And the thing about it, the more time you spend in the discomfort zone, and you learn that you can handle the things that you faced in the discomfort zone, every monster you beat in that discomfort zone makes you more confident. Every single one. Every enemy you attack and beat in that discomfort zone, it makes you more and more confident. And that confidence help, because that one thing about confidence, man, that shit don't just serve one thing. Like, confidence is one of the things where when you acquire that, it helps in many areas. Like, in many areas in your life, when you confident in yourself, it really ain't nothing that can hold you back, because you need confidence in order to believe. And if you got belief, you got an unlimited amount of power. So when you go through these things and face these obstacles in that discomfort zone, if you can just face it and see it all the way through, you'll see it ain't as bad as you think. It's a good chance you'll achieve what you're trying to achieve, or do whatever you're trying to do. And like she say, after you done with it, you'll get that confidence with yourself. You'll feel good. You'll be proud of yourself. You'll realize like you're stronger than what you thought. You'll be confident in yourself. So when you get to the next fight, you a little more confident to fight now. You know what I mean? And it's psychological as hell. You feel it emotional as far as like the happiness, but it's really a psychological thing, because what you're doing is you're showing yourself, I can believe in me. You know what I mean? And that's important. That's important. But you got to go through it. And sometimes going through that discomfort zone is just as simple as saying, hey, when you said that, it made me feel like this. I ain't like that. Sometimes that's your discomfort zone. just saying that. Because again, unless you just a person who really, really like that negative exchange, you don't like to argue. So you'll just shut up just to avoid it. And that's cool. But guess what? You're not building confidence. You're not building that confidence with yourself. And deep down, you're not proud of yourself for not saying nothing, because you know to some extent, on some level, you're betraying yourself. You know it. Like, I'm turning against myself to some extent, because this is something that I really believe and really feel, and I really do want to speak on this. And if I felt safe to do it, I would do it. But when you turn against that and don't stand up for yourself, somewhere deep down, even if it's just a little bit, you kind of feel like, dang, like I just abandoned me. You know what I mean? I ain't stand up for me. I ain't say what I needed to say for me. And that's important. You know what I mean? It's important. You gotta get that out. Sometimes you just gotta get that out. Sometimes you just gotta let, like, even if you ain't right sometimes. Even if you're not right, sometimes it's more important to be wrong than it is to be right and not say nothing. Sometimes, even if it's just like, I just need to get in a habit of at least speaking up for myself. I might not be right in this situation, but I do at least need to get in a habit, man. I'll get the discernment down eventually, but I at least need to get comfortable with walking the plank emotionally and just saying, hey, this is where I'm at with it. You know what I mean? So it's like I say, man, it's a lot of treasure in that discomfort zone, but you gotta be willing to go through the emotions, cause you just don't know, man. Sometimes it be like in relationships, it could be something as simple as just saying something that just wasn't necessarily cool to you. Simple, small stuff that can turn into something big, or it could just be something you overlooked. You know what I mean? Like, you overlooked it because it was in the discomfort zone, so you ain't really take out the time to really look and pay attention to the whole situation, because you weren't comfortable with the situation. So you ain't going to the situation with a clear mind. Your mind was clouded as hell.
And my bad.
No, you good.
From my experience, things that typically make you uncomfortable, when you really start learning for what it is that makes you uncomfortable, you gonna put it off somewhere. It's gonna sit somewhere. And
hell yeah.
You build up a habit and build up this I can't think of the word, but you'll wind up ignoring those things after a while, because you already know, like, I ain't gotta look over there. I know it's something over there I don't want to feel right now. So much so to the point, like to what you were saying, you don't even recognize it's there.
Yeah. That ass.
You done pushed it off so long. You recognize it, but you don't recognize, because it's like, I can block this off from my view.
You're used to having it blocked off now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it's just kind of one of the things. It's like you see something so much, you get used to it being there to the point that you don't see it no more.
Yeah.
Because in your mind, and even when it's not there anymore, in your mind automatically put it there, even though it ain't there no more, because it's used to it being there. Mm-hmm. It's just crazy how the mind works. You know what I mean? Like, just the psychology of shit. But I don't know, man. Like, that discomfort zone, though, that's what's going to save your relationship, to be honest. You know, I know that ain't a popular thing, but that's really what ended up saving it. Being able to go in that discomfort zone, because the things you find there completely open your eyes to yourself and who you dealing with. And once you get that information and you realize, like, oh, okay, it's more to this shit than I thought, you be armed with the tools you need to save what's wrong. You know what I mean? Like, and that shit come in a lot of forms, man. Like, but I mean, we experience discomfort all the time, though. Like, even outside of relationships, we experience discomfort. If you see something online, like somebody posted some shit, and you ain't like what they posted, and you like, oh, I don't like this shit, and you feel like you just gotta come in and combat it, you was uncomfortable. You was in a discomfort zone. You saw something that made you uncomfortable and you didn't know how to respond to it, so you was like, I'm gonna react in their comments and I'm gonna make sure they know I don't like this shit. You was in a discomfort zone. You know what I mean? Like, I just had a brief exchange with somebody on Facebook that was talking about how black men treat black women like white people treat black people. And I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I do not agree with that. You know what I mean?
Say that again?
White people, black men treat black women like white people treat black people.
Yeah, I don't agree.
But that's, you know, some women believe that. You
Yeah,
know
I
what
know.
I mean?
I'm just saying, I ain't one of them. I don't believe that one.
But when some of them see that, you know what I mean? Like, it put them in a discomfort zone. You know what I mean? When some of us saw that, it put us in a discomfort zone. Me personally, when I saw it, I just was like, see, we gotta change the narrative. It didn't make me uncomfortable because honestly, I ain't even surprised that that's a belief, to be really real. Because I know that we're not seeing things with 20/20 vision. Like, I know that men ain't really seeing women for who women are. And I know women ain't really seeing men for who they really are. We're not seeing each other for who we really are because we color too much. We add too much of our own shit. We not really looking at it like just straight up like, what is the facts of this shit? Like, we add our own shit based off of how we feel and the shit we ain't comfortable with. So, I get it. But you know, like, we in 2020, man, like, you gotta be careful what you say online. Like, you can say something that don't really, in no way, shape, or form, really come off hostile in no crazy way, but if it makes somebody feel uncomfortable, they'll get online and bash you. You know what I mean? Like, if you a black man and you date a white woman, people will bash you. That makes, we in a time where that makes some people uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it makes some people, whether white or black.
Yeah.
And to be a buck about it now, as far as black folk go, the way we openly be on some don't date white people, I don't fuck with, I'll never be with nobody that's white. Like, the way we're open about that to the point where it's almost like this shit supposed to be a rule. Just know and understand that if the shoe was on the other foot and white people were saying that about us, like, oh no, we would never date a black person and we'll never do this, and no, like, openly, like it ain't nothing to it. It ain't no thing but a chicken wing type shit. Like, because that's, to some extent, it could be preference, but it also could be prejudice. You know what I mean? And that's a really thin line. It could be preference, but it could be prejudice. And a lot of times it come off like prejudice. But that makes some people uncomfortable. Me personally, when I see a black man and a white woman, I just be happy that two people found love. Y'all happy, I love it. If y'all like it, I love it. I don't mind. I would date a white woman, I'd date a Hispanic woman. It ain't no ethnicity I wouldn't date. Because I don't care about all that. I got a chocolate one, but shit, she could have been yellow. You know what I mean? Like, her name could have been goddamn Young Sue or some shit. I don't know. Sue Young. And I would have still fucked with her. It wouldn't matter to me because it's just about who you are. To me, it's just about who you are. But that makes some folks uncomfortable. Especially as a celebrity. Like, especially when you're a celebrity and you a black celebrity and you famous and you real big and you happen to be with a white woman.
You know, they don't scrutinize any other race for dating
Not
outside
one.
of their race.
Not
but
one.
let somebody black date outside of their race as a celebrity. It's like, oh, they dating such and such. Oh, like, oh my God.
But it's more so black men.
Why? Yeah, it's the, yeah.
Cause Eve got a white husband. I ain't never seen no dude trip by that. Ain't her husband white?
Yeah.
I ain't never seen nobody trip by that. Never. Halle Berry done fucked with some white folk too. I ain't never seen nobody trip by that. You know
they talked about it, but they don't go to the extent that they would about black men dating a white woman or Asian woman or whatever race she is. And that's, it's baffling. Like on one end, it's like, okay, so maybe you feel some kind of way because it's not that many black men, you know. So it's like, well, dang, they taking them all. That's what some people think. Like, they taking them all. They taking them all from us. And la 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 la.
But this shit ain't.
But it's like we don't own nobody.
Yeah, like
we don't
black
own
women.
nobody.
Black women don't own black men, and black men don't own black women. White men don't own white women, and white women don't own white men.
It's like what
we don't own nobody.
It's like what we fighting for. Like y'all want equality, but yet
you can't date this person because they color.
Yeah, how is that equal?
Exactly.
How is that equal?
Love is love, man. It don't matter. Love ain't got no color, and if it did, it'd be green. You know what I mean? Like, so, and that ain't green for money, y'all. That's green for heart chakra. That ain't green on no money shit. What celebrity you was talking about earlier? I tried to set you up with the segue, but you ain't take it, so I'm just asking at this point. Lil Wayne.
Oh yeah.
I tried to set you up, but I was like, okay, she not biting.
My
so
brain
I was
went
like,
somewhere else.
She
I
ain't
thought
biting,
she was gonna say something. So about 2-3 days ago, Lil Wayne posted on his page a picture of him and this white woman kissing. So more than likely, I am very positive that that is his significant other. So people are sharing it. Some people not making comments. They just sharing it, and other people are making comments like something's wrong with Wayne. Wayne dating a white woman, and I promise you, after I seen that picture, now I started seeing like other posts about interracial couples, and I seen this post about it was a post with about 30 something pictures of black men who has celebrities who has married outside of their race. And I'm just like, why does this matter now? But so people was talking noise. Some people was trying to call Wayne crazy. Some people felt some kind of way, like I was saying, and throwing him in the bunch with the black actors who has married a white woman, or or something like that. And I'm just like, why this man just can't be happy?
Mm-hmm.
And then it bothered me a little more because it's like the time that y'all choosing to find more ways to divide when we're trying to come together. So it's like, what's your goal? What is your goal, actually? Okay, so let's say black men agree with whoever that's saying black men should date black women, whether it's black women saying it or whoever. Just say black men, just say, okay, we're going to only date black women.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Y'all gonna find a way to find something else to be mad about them only dating black women now. So it's like, what do you want? Like, what are you getting at? Because once you get them, what you gonna do with them? You know? I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's
it's
interesting, though.
It's like you want to be happy, but then when you get it, you don't appreciate it. But you're not really happy, and damned if you do, damned if you don't. So why just be? Just let people be, man. Just let people live, be happy, and love the way they need it and deserve it and desire it.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently that woman gave him something that no other woman that he has dated gives him. And that's cool. That is A-okay. Let that man be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Like.
See? Okay, right? Because I just went, you know me, man, I be wanting to get the facts. So I went on Instagram and I found the woman. First of all, she Puerto Rican. She's not even white, she Puerto Rican. But this dude commented saying nigga in love with a snow bunny with the goddamn hand over face emoji.
Yeah.
But it's like, why that matter? Why that matter? The key is nigga in love. You know what I mean? Like, why does it matter if she ain't even a snow bunny, but if she was, why does it matter?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, somebody gonna put you can do better. You know what I mean?
They don't
And
even
it's
know
yeah,
her.
like you don't know her.
We couldn't even see her face in the picture. You cannot see her face.
Like, on the one I got her face where I'm at. Like, you could see her clearly as hell.
I only saw one picture.
I didn't see the one you was talking about with her.
They were kissing.
Yeah, I didn't
So
see
her
that
face,
one.
yeah, her face was covered.
Man, I don't know. It crazy, man.
Yeah, man.
The
Like,
world we live in.
oh, there she go.
Yeah. But it's like, it's crazy when you choose not to be happy for somebody who found love because you're not comfortable with who they chose. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, you feel like they should have chose something else, but it's their life though.
Why does your opinion matter
Exactly.
about their life? Your
It's
opinion
crazy.
is not going to shift and alter nothing that's going to affect your life in a positive way. Leave folks alone.
Yeah,
like,
man.
leave folks alone, man.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So that discomfort zone, y'all. Like, we gotta realize that the key to our growth and development is on the other side of that discomfort zone. If you see something you don't like or it make you feel uncomfortable, really ask yourself, like, go through the process with yourself, like in your own mind. Why does this make me feel like this? Where does this stem from? Like, really, like, down to the root, where does this stem from? If you see a black man or a black woman with a white man or a white woman or any other ethnicity, and it make you feel some kind of way, immediately go to yourself and ask yourself, where did the belief that only black people should only date black people, where did that belief come from? Who taught me that? Who taught me that? Is that true? How do I know that's true? How can I prove that's true? How could you completely disqualify another person just because they're not black? Is that right? How would I feel if somebody did me like that? Like, how would I feel if I got disqualified from even being able to be a man's wife or a husband just because I'm black? Like, it ain't even about how I treat you, how I love you, nothing about my character, nothing. It's just my skin. Like, damn, you black, so I gotta be with you. But it's like, but at the same time, who knows, man? You don't know who God got for you. Your soulmate might be Ireland. It might be an Irish nigga. It might be an Irish white person. You know what I mean? It might be an Asian. You know, you just don't know. And ultimately, don't we just want real love? Ain't that really what it's about? Real love. Ain't that really what it's about at the end of the day?
I ain't read in no book that says you
know what I
had
mean?
to date a specific race. I have not read that anywhere.
Like, I don't know, man. I just be happy that somebody happy. If you happy, man, I'm good. I just want you to be happy. Long as you happy. Long as you happy. Do what make you happy. But don't think for 1 second that you can be happy without going through the discomfort zone. Because like she said, you'll fuck around and get stagnant, and you'll wake up one day and you'll realize, like, damn, I ain't grew and developed in certain areas. So don't think that happiness, don't think that comfort automatically equals happiness. I just wanted to say that, because that's important. Because that shit matter.
It's just the key to unlock so many doors.
Mm-hmm.
You don't necessarily, well, you don't know what's on the other side of that door. I mean, you can rationalize and think, you know, and like what you were saying, asking the question, why? Like, the next question, why, should be, like, realistically, when you do the thing that makes you uncomfortable, what are the results? What do you think the results gonna be? And I have to say realistically, because you have people like me who has big imaginations, and sometimes depending on how you are, where your feelings are, your imagination can go either positive or negative. You can think of the most big, unrealistic outcome that could ever happen. The worst of the worst, and you ain't even nowhere near that happening.
Mm-hmm.
But you think you are.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to kind of like just slow down and ask yourself realistically, like, what could be the possible outcomes to me doing this, or me saying this, or me not doing this, or me not saying that, or whatever. So make sure you ask why.
Yeah. Cause once you, I don't know, man, like, for me, from my understanding, once you understand your relationship with the thing that make you uncomfortable, it's a whole lot easier to be comfortable with it. Once you understand your relationship with it, and once you understand it itself. But I know we would love to be in a world where people come together, get in relationships, get married, and never argue. Like, that would be fire as fuck. But in reality, it just don't go like that. So since we know that we're gonna meet these bumps in the road where we are gonna argue, we are gonna have conflict, we are gonna disagree, since we know this stuff is just inevitably gonna happen, how can we be comfortable with those times? How can we still manage to connect even when we on opposite ends? How can we manage to not switch our lens and see each other as enemies just because we're arguing? Because that's the thing, right? Like, these emotions, man, they'll make you feel like the person sitting across to you or next to you is an enemy, even though you know for a fact, like, this person is a rider, man. This person got my back. This person with me. This person love me. We just ain't vibing right now. We just ain't on the same page right now. But deep down, not even that deep, nigga, this person shows me every day they love me and they fuck with me. But it's amazing how we find ourselves in these little heated moments, man, like that. And it's like we forget, if not completely, a lot. That, like, damn, this the same person that done showed me that they ride with me all the time. But the pushback that come from being in an uncomfortable space, in that discomfort zone, that pushback clouds your mind, man. It make it where you don't see shit clear. So when we find ourselves, like, because you always know when you're being triggered. You know when it's starting to bubble up. Like, you know, you feel, you know it from the moment it kick in, like, all right, yeah, shit switching. But it's like, are you conscious of it? Because if you ain't conscious of it, you'll know it and not know it.
Mm-hmm. You'll feel it.
Your body will know it. Your body will know it. You know, you'll feel it, like, to some level emotionally or whatever, but it ain't gonna register to you until it's too late. And I don't know, man, it's a lot of relationships where they've either ended or something that couldn't be taken back was done because of that. Like, because people get hit with that wave of emotion because they're not comfortable, the situation ain't cool, like, everything, the shit just ain't vibing with them, and they in that discomfort zone with their own feelings, and they got a choice to face it and go through it or run away, and they choose to run away. You know what I mean? And I know that shit uncomfortable, but I'm telling you, if you can just sit in it, if you can just sit in your anger, sit in your disappointment, sit in your hurt, sit in your confusion, whatever it is that y'all might be going through and dealing with, if you can just sit in it and gather yourself, gather your thoughts, understand and recognize the benefits of going through this discomfort zone, you'll come out better. Y'all will come out better. It just take that time, though. It take that time, take that effort, it take that commitment, it take that drive. It take that I ain't taking no for an answer type shit. Because ultimately, when you arguing, you gotta realize really what you arguing for is your relationship. You really fighting for your relationship. You might not recognize it, it might not seem like it, but you're really fighting for your relationship. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times a small argument causes a big friction, and that be the thing that make people break up. It be a small thing. It's usually small shit. Like Kendrick say, even a small lighter can burn a bridge. Like, but that's real though, because the bridge is way bigger, 30 times bigger, 40 times bigger than the lighter itself. But get what though? That lighter can goddamn go hammer. That bitch got some gas now. If you got some gas with that lighter can fuck that whole bridge up, nigga. So it's just, what are we fueling? Are we fueling the fear that makes us want to avoid the discomfort zone? Or are we fueling the love and using that as the motivation to go through the discomfort zone so we can come out on the other side and enjoy our love? You know what I mean? It's just some shit to think about, man. It ain't easy. It's a whole lot easier saying it than doing it. But I promise you, man, if you can talk to your partner, get some understanding with your partner, get a perspective other than your own. Get a different perspective and be accepting of it. You know what I mean? Because I struggle with that sometimes. Like, sometimes I don't accept the other perspective because it might not make sense. But even though it don't make sense, it still is the other perspective. So I gotta accept it. You know what I mean? I gotta accept it and realize, like, even if it ain't real to me, it's real. Even if it ain't true, it's true. Even if it ain't, you know what I mean? Like, it exists. That perspective exists over there. So regardless of how I personally feel about it, I gotta accept it. And that's something I'm working on. You know what I mean? But this discomfort zone, y'all, it's in between us and the goal, man. So let's get through this shit. Let's make it through this shit. Let's make it out this shit. You know what I mean? Y'all feel free to put some comments down at the bottom. You know what I mean? I want to know where y'all at with it. I want to know what y'all feeling, what y'all thinking. What are some things that you've noticed in your life that are discomfort zones? What are areas in your life where you are like very uncomfortable? And how are you coping with it? How are you going through it? How are you dealing with it? What are you learning? Are you growing from it? Like, leave all this in the comments, man. Let us know your experience. Let us know what your life like. You know what I mean? In regards to just being in the discomfort zone. Because that shit real. And we all going through it, and we all trying to manage ourselves in it better every day. Because it's something we face every day.
Yep.
Something going to make you uncomfortable every day. You know what I mean? Like, something going to make you uncomfortable. So it's like how we handle that. And a lot of times the issues in relationships between man and woman, man, woman, whatever, however, whatever. Like, a lot of times, it just be shit that make us uncomfortable that clash with each other. You know, this person might not be comfortable with doing this, but this person is. But it's a clash there because they not comfortable with it, so it's a resistance there. And then sometimes, like saying sorry, neither person is comfortable with it. When it's too much pride in a relationship to the point where neither person willing to say sorry, and they like, I ain't gonna apologize till he apologize. I ain't gonna apologize till she apologize. That's two people that's in their discomfort zone, and they willing to let the relationship die rather than them move through the discomfort.
Finding the humility.
Yeah, because it's just humility. That's it. It's just humility. That's the answer. The answer is just remembering that the person matters more than your pride. The person themselves, they matter more than your pride. And knowing the difference between real pride and foolish pride. Because foolish pride ain't worth fighting for. That just make you more of a fool. You know what I mean? So, it's just some shit to think about, y'all. You got anything else you want to say?
Nope, I'm end it with the humility.
Yeah. You know what I mean, y'all? Let's just work on it, man. I know this shit ain't easy. I know we all working on it. We all trying, man. We doing the best we can. And even if we're not doing the best we can, we doing the best we know how to do. You know, and I promise you, man, like, if don't nobody in the world understand, I understand what it's like to, like, struggle to, like, get this shit right. Like, I know what that's like. Like, I know what the fuck that's like a motherfucker, to just struggle to get this shit right. So don't be hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up, man. If you find yourself in a discomfort zone today or tomorrow or whenever, and you don't have the courage or don't find the courage to move through it, don't beat yourself up about it. Just next time you face it, try again. I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. So I wish y'all a great day, man. I want y'all to have a good week, man. Continue to love each other, spread black love. Thank y'all for tuning in to the podcast again, the episode 10. Last one was like 3 hours and 14 minutes long. I'm really trying to shorten this one. So I ain't trying to go all the way into it because Lord knows we could talk for 3-4 hours every episode. But y'all continue to be good, continue to be great, man. Continue to be a reflection of God. Continue to count your blessings, man. Like at least once a day, go over something. Like tell yourself something you grateful for at least once a day. You know what I mean? Continue to work and be the best that you can be. Be better than you were yesterday. And continue to learn, not just from your own mistakes, but from the mistakes of others. Continue to thank God or whatever it is that you pray to. Understand it's bigger than you. No matter what it is, it's bigger than you. But please, if you don't take nothing else from this episode, just understand that there's no way you can be happy without going through the discomfort zone. In the pursuit of happiness, you gotta go through the discomfort zone. It's just the way it is. But once you get out and once you go through it and come out the other side, I can't tell you how beautiful it is on the other side. Like how powerful you'll feel, how much confident you'll feel, how much energy that'll be surging through you. You'll be revved and ready to go with some shit because you done just showed yourself some shit you didn't know you had. You know what I mean? So like, don't underestimate yourself, man. I know you might be uncomfortable with some shit going on in your life, but don't underestimate yourself. You can handle it. You're gonna get through it, and if you can face it and overcome the discomfort, you'll come out better. I am Joe Henson.
I'm Briley.
We Black Love, man. This ain't shit different day. Episode 10. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week, man. Y'all be blessed. And don't just receive your blessings. Be a blessing.
That's what it was. I was trying to remember the first word. Receive. Okay.
Like